Welcome into Celtics Postgame Live, presented by New England Ford Dealers and Ford Trucks. Eddie House, Amina Smith here with you. And the Bulls beat the Celtics in this one, 120-102. And Eddie, at one point, the Celtics had a 19-point lead in this matchup. And then the Bulls, they ran away with it. They went on a 49-19 run at the end of the first quarter. Going into that second quarter, what did Boston struggle with in this matchup?
They struggle with scoring the ball, number one, but then also getting stops. To me, that was the main thing, is that when you're not scoring, you got to also get stops. You can't allow the other team to score and go on huge runs. You talked about how we were up 19. Yeah, it was all good 3 quarters ago, but what do? And you don't want to press a panic button, because that's not what I'm doing right now. You have these games. This could be one of those that what I was talking about earlier. We just gonna flush that. We ain't worried about it. It didn't smell good. You know, I might even had a doo-doo brown on right now. I might have jinxed us with the doo-doo brown on. You know, you know what I mean. But at the same time, I think they got to get better defensively. I mean, they're giving up 113 points a game right now, and that's not the identity of this team. It hasn't been last year, and it hasn't been what this team has been talking and been preaching for a long period of time. So you have to figure a way to keep teams from scoring the basketball when they want to score it, and when you're not scoring it, making sure you're able to kind of curtail these runs that teams go on.
The Celtics were visibly frustrated out there on the court tonight. What did the Bulls expose or really exploit about this team that they haven't really worked on so far?
Well, I don't think that the Bulls exploited anything. I think what we've seen is it's been happening. And this is a thing that goes on in the league. You get teams that are known for complaining and always worrying about the referees and just got something to say after every single call, have body language after every single call. What the Celtics can't do is get caught up in that and say, you know what, we're going to be one of those teams to where I think the refs come into the game waiting to see if Jason Tatum is going to go like this. Because that's what he's getting text for. He's not getting text for saying anything crazy. We know that. That's not in his personality. For waving the refs off. And so I think that they have to figure that out and understand that it's 2 things. One, that every team that you're going to play is coming to get a rep off of you. Number 2, the referees are also you have this reputation of you complain a lot. So if you do anything, and with a rookie coach, he definitely has no leeway to do anything. So they're definitely taking it out on the players and also the coach.
Let's take a look at that comeback that the Bulls had in the beginning of this matchup and pick apart exactly what happened out there on the court for the Celtics. And we've been talking about this defensively, Eddie, with this Celtics team. But tell me what you see here and how this unfolded at the end of the first quarter going into the second.
Look at just ball movement. And look at it's just efforts. Extra efforts, multiple efforts, just things like that. Once we know DeRozan is a killer. You let him get comfortable and get his spot, it's going to be hard to turn that off. But when they're moving the ball, you get guys ball watching, back cuts. They actually did exactly what the Celtics usually do to other teams. They did that to us. And at the same time, while the Celtics were worried about the referees, the Bulls just continue to go about their business, continue to play the way that they feel that the only way that they could win is play it that way. I think the best thing and what you can learn from this, I believe the Celtics is you can just go out there and play basketball and don't worry about the refs, because you can't control what the refs do, but you can control what you do and just go out there and play. Yeah, it's an emotional game, but I feel like right now, we're getting too caught up, and it's not just one player. When you have the superstar player doing it in Jason Tatum, that allows all the other players to bleed into them. And I think that's what the issue is right now. So we have to kind of like corral those emotions and just go out and play basketball. But you got to get better on the defensive end. I don't care what your emotions feel like. If you're not stopping anybody and they continue to score on you when you're missing shots, you're going to lose a lot of games. And like I said, I'm not pressing the panic button. It could be one of those games. They played a few games in 4 nights. So we got to you just take it what it is, take it on the chin and keep moving.
And the Bulls, they completely controlled the paint in this matchup, outscoring the Celtics 46-34. How did that hurt Boston in this matchup, not being able to get those points in the paint?
Well, one thing we've all been talking about from the beginning of this preseason is that we are having a problem corralling the boards, taking care of the rebounds, and giving other teams second chance opportunities. And if teams are bigger, they try to play bully ball and go that route. And the only way you stop that is if you got to score and then have great perimeter defense. We didn't have good perimeter defense. They got too many paint touches. When they got paint touches, guys were turning and looking. When the shot went up, there weren't bodies that were being you weren't going to find a body to box out, and they were able to get second chance opportunities. So definitely got to get better in that area.
Yeah, 64 rebounds by the Chicago Bulls in tonight's matchup. Not what you want to see if you're a Celtics fan.